We are digging deeper into the South African immigration debates, and we are going beyond the usual shouting and the usual stuff. Dr. Ngidi is asking for accountability and unity.
My Africa, one thing I want to talk about, and I think today, Khalil, this meeting is a rapid response meeting. Can you please make sure that word is known? Because it says that the people are finding solutions for the people. Last night, I was part of the roundtable, Bishop, of the immigrant, the premier called a roundtable. And I was one of the organizations that was asked to present. And my comment to the premier is that don't think that those of us who are migrants in this country are accepting that the migrants who are doing the wrong things. We accept that. Because I think that's one thing we must send the message. Because when we are quiet, then evil men get their chances. And that is my message today, that Hazelden, we have come to live in this beautiful province. We are, Mina Makoti Walit, Utramoga, Mlalas. I'm very proud of the Makoti of this country. But more proud am I that I live in a place where it's not just beautiful, but Amazulu people, Utanda, Utonipo. That's the one thing we know in this province. We love respect. It's something that goes without answering. So we must be also, oh mama, I'm speaking to the mothers today, because our children learn from us. Our language, our behavior towards other people, our children develop their language from us. I'm saying to all mama in this room, let us remind our children that the one value that keeps us as human beings, as Africans, Konipan. And if we don't start pushing that, even those who are coming in, when you're coming in, you will find Amazulu saying, Konipo. So we cannot have a situation at this point, Chair, where we are hearing that people who have come to make KwaZulu-Natal their home are not respecting no title. Like anywhere else, there are rules. And I'm saying, when our community members, Bishop, are not behaving, and so those little ones who are having the bad habits and behaving badly are causing those of us. By the way, it's probably 50 or 100 of them. But as the community members, if we are not calling them, even those of us who are Zulus, we're not saying to our neighbors from Zambia, from Congo, remember, when you came here, we respected you, we welcomed you. Can you please remember we have these laws, Kronipo? And I'm saying that because there is an impression. Izola, I was listening to Jacinta, I was listening to Ndaba Daba, I was sitting next to them. The anger of the disrespect. And that is why I thought today we need to go back to some of the principles of brotherliness and sisterliness. The first principle of Amazulu is Kroni. And we can't go around that. Yes. And so those of us who are coming from our other countries, we know that if anybody entered our country, they have to respect us. So my call today is not just about talking about the pain and talking about what has not been done for us and whatever. Talk about how we can build the bridges better. Many of us have never been into a home where a Zulu meal is prepared. Many of us have never actually told our children, you have to learn isiZulu. They're all learning Afrikaans. I don't understand that. Because that's how we build the resilience of our children. Most of the migrant children are learning Afrikaans. How is that even possible? You and your children should be learning isiZulu. So there are some fundamental things. And this reaction that we always want to be a part of, we are not going to react as migrant people communities. We are going to instill, as migrant community, we go higher. When they don't know, we go higher. And what do I mean by that? We know that we have been embraced, whatever the situation is that we have come from. But the community has embraced us. How can we now show the community that we have the greatest love and respect for the people of KwaZulu-Natal and South Africa in general? And I think that is what we need to be preoccupied with. I feel very strongly that after 10 years of being a social cohesion advocate, we are back at Daikona. for the same issue, which means that we're not talking about the values and habits of migrant people and values of habits of people who are hosting us. Because we cannot go to a place where South Africa has refugee camps. We cannot, as a human rights country, encourage that language. We cannot. The Catholic Church has done their part many places, but I'm saying we cannot accept that South Africa will be a country of refugee camps. And because of our behavior and because of our non-introspection, organizations who are sitting in this room, churches, we know we cannot fluff around the story anymore. And it's about our values and our habits. And today, the anger that we're seeing from the others is that we are feeling disrespected. Can we have that language of how to clear that disrespect of the South Africans and how they feel about us? And that is all I really want to bring today. I feel very strongly that social cohesion is not a talk, is not a definition. Social cohesion is action. So we need active migrant citizens that are doing good work. And I said to the premier yesterday when I commented, I said, how about in the summit on the 25th, they'll be hosting a summit on anti-migration. How about you tell the story of migrants who are doing very good for South Africans? How about tell the story of migrants at universities who are helping our South African children to get better PhDs? How about the good story to tell? But can we start telling our own stories of how we are impacting the lives of those who we live amongst?
But what does the data say? And what is our policy looking like? Our next guest is the independent political analyst, Tobani Ziganala. We will be breaking down this conversation from start to finish. Make sure that you are subscribed to the African Echo podcast and do not miss out this conversation. Stay tuned.